And the cables are? We're going to route the cables now. Artyom, in the area of the cable, so are you going to route the DPN and DPP so it doesn't get in the way? You need to tie them up. You need to mate them, and that's it. Okay, that sounds good. If there's too much slack, so at the very base, you can move it into the tabs. Okay, I'm going to HEPA 2. Okay, that sounds good. So we're going to try to use a different approach. There is a cable holder, cable clamp on the handrail. Can you tell us which DPP plate, debris shield plate it is, M3? I am going to move the hooks so they're not floating around in front of my face. Okay, copy. Can I use the feed here to secure to the tether additionally? So in the vicinity of handrail 2434, there should be number 15 or 14. I do not see the debris shield number, the plate number. It just says M3 at the bottom. Below 15 and 16. Okay, copy. Right now there's a clamp. There is a wing nut that is loose, is not tightened securely. Cable fit here without any issues. There is a handrail here. I'll try to open it without using a wrench. You know what you can do? You can crimp that handcuff looking clamp a little bit manually. Crimp it. Thank you for your recommendation. I am going to move the tethers to the longitudinal handrail. I moved the tethers to the 2335 handrail, and I'm going to move the cable holder that looks like a handcuff. The cable is routed through the handcuff-looking clamp. Copy. The next cable holder will probably be stuffed full. Could you repeat it? Oh, yeah. No, I don't think so. Let us look. Yes, I think you're right. It is full.
Просто неправильно начали заводить в него и отжали, в общем.
So it's just routing the cables started off the wrong side, and I think it got crimped a little bit too much. I think we can route it here, not into the handrail, not into the handcuff-looking clamp. But we won't be.
This is Mission Control Houston. We're now 1 hour 54 minutes into today's spacewalk by Space Station Commander Sergei Kud-Sverchkov and Sergei Mikheyev. The crew has installed the terahertz experiment, the solar radiation flare experiment, in the appropriate location on the outside of the Zvezda service module. By the way, we've gone into a short handover, loss of signal. Video-wise, from the International Space Station, we'll be reacquiring that video momentarily through our tracking and data relay satellite system. The two cosmonauts, Kud-Sverchkov and Mikheyev, are in the process of routing cables to a patch panel to begin the mating of those connectors. That will be the precursor to the activation of that experiment.
Okay, so
the next activity, once this is complete, will be for the two crew members to be moved
336
to an area along the Naoka multipurpose laboratory module. They'll take a short ride on the European robotic arm that will be operated by cosmonaut Andrei Fedyaev from inside the Naoka itself. They'll move to the Naoka worksite
We're going to deal with
for the second task of today's spacewalk, that being the removal of an experiment cassette from an experiment called the molecular beam epitaxy experiment. That is a semiconductor growth and development experiment that is housed on the outside of the multipurpose laboratory module.
Hook that's full of cables. You can tie it up with the wire tie nearby. I am not sure that we will have enough cable length to fit at 20. I think it's going to be a tight fit. Okay, copy. Let's do the following. Let's connect it. Let's make the cable first. Is there a difference in which order to make the cables? No, it doesn't make any difference, whichever way you choose. Copy.
Первый. Продолжим. Тогда смотри, давай мы развяжем кабель полностью.
Let's untie the cable completely, and you're going to look at the connectors in the location. You're going to decide whether you will need to tuck them into the cable holders, cable leads, or not. I am going to secure with the feed near plate 2. Copy. Sergey 2. You can perform mating connectors on the FGB. You can open the MOI flap number 3. That's from side 3. You can move the spring clamps to the sides. They're not in the way. It's mated to the connector 2-4. Okay, I've found HKP 3-1. Also number 2-3. And also 2-6, 2-4. It's in the leer clip. We have permission for you to work on plate 2, working HKP 2-4. Using the leer clip. There's not that much space. Yes, we were talking about it. And Sergey the second, how are you doing? HKP 6. No damage. And I moved the connector into the closed position, the latch into the closed position, speaking simultaneously. I didn't want to interfere. You had a very active and interaction. So connector 2-4 is demated. On Kappa 2, connector 2-4 is demated. I am ready to continue. Copy. You can mate it to connector 2-4. X1 has been inspected. There's no damage. I'm ready to perform connector mating. Are you seeing T1 has done FPD, T1 has come off. Are you talking about the connector caps? Are you seeing the video? We're seeing the video, but we see your right hand. Okay, I'm going to move it up. This way. We need to tighten it because the cap got loose. We do not see FPD yet. It's probably there is a lot of sunlight. I will try to show the loose cap. You're talking about the bottom flange of the connector loose? Well, how much can you tighten it? You just using your hand? HKP 2 under the handrail, HKP 2-4. F10, the connector is in my hand. Copy. I tightened X1. Copy, Sergey. Thank you. HKP 2-4 on the plate, and they're all facing the same direction. I'm trying to rotate the cable. Copy. On which cable is it rotated further? HKP 24FD. I am trying to move it so it's facing the other connector, but it's going to be a tight fit. The length is going to be very limited. And is it where the solar array? Yes, it's from the side of the solar array. Copy. Because the cable itself, let me take a look. Maybe we can return it so it's going in the opposite direction. I think theoretically we're able to do that, but let me try. Okay. I'm going to mate HKP 24 and HKP 24SP. Connector HKP2 was loose. I think I set it up right now. I will try to mate it. Okay, we're HKP 24. I am going to demate it and reroute the cable because it's so it's not interfering with other cables. Okay, connected. There are two more hot X3 and X4 connectors to be mated. HKP 24 is mated and locked. So KFP 24 is mated to 24 SP and secured. Yes. Then we're going to put it secured into the lyre clip, and it's in the hose, and you can connect it to 23 SP, KFP 6, KFP 8. I think it's going to be on the side of connector 4. Maybe it's in the direction of MLI flap number 4. Okay, let me check. The main guideline is it should be in a cover housing. There are two of those here. You see, the cable might be, the label on the cover might be 1, and the cable might be a different number. Let me check. So,
this is Mission Control Houston, 2 hours, 6 minutes into today's spacewalk. Good view from Sergei Makheyev's helmet camera. At the top of your screen is the ISS Progress 94 cargo craft that launched and docked to the Poisk module back in March.
The matter is the loop.
The item of interest on that Progress 94 craft at the end of today's spacewalk will be the inspection, imagery, acquisition, and a tie-down of one of the two Core's automated rendezvous antennas that failed to deploy properly following the cargo craft's launch from the Baikonur Cosmodrome in Kazakhstan. In the meantime, a panoramic view of the Russian segment of the station from Makheyev's helmet camera, where he and Kud Sverchkov are in the process of mating a series of connectors for the terahertz experiment, a solar radiation flare experiment that was installed on the Zvezda service module several minutes ago.
8 and HKP 28 are the connectors inside the cover.
The International Space Station flying from southwest to northeast directly over the Kirks and Caicos Islands.
Let's look under the other MLI flap.
Soon to pass just to the east of Bermuda on this traverse of the Atlantic Ocean.
I see HFP 2-3 by itself. I see HFP 2-3A. There's just a cap. It doesn't have a cover on it. No cover on the connector. And what about the response side? Is it going to match ours? No, it won't. It's not. So there is a socket here. Okay, I'm going to continue the search. And that is all on plate 2, correct? Yes, on plate 2. We have HFP 2-3 connected. Speaking simultaneously. There should be a standalone 2-3A. And it should be in the cover. We have a whole MLI flap there. That's the one towards the right side. I do not see a single connector in the case underneath it. Two 9A 210.
FP28. X3 connector is mated. Copy, Sergey 2. And I have the latch engaged. Okay, you have one more left. That's X4. Interesting situation. Give me a moment. Let me check again. Oh no, Artem, I made a mistake. HFP 3A. I have it without a pouch. It's a receptacle. Inaudible. And it's without pouch. It's the second from the left. X4 is connected. I inspected it. I didn't see any fault, and now it's mated. Sergey 1, please stand by. Copy, standing by. Sergey 1. Go ahead. So connector 2-3A is free, but it doesn't have a pouch. That's right. That's right. If you're receiving the video, I'm showing to you right now. Yes, we are receiving the video. Let's mate it with connector 2-3 of Sunset Terahertz payload. And after that, we'll check mating. Yes, let me route it so it goes under all of the cables. Another question, after mating, will there be enough cable slack so we can work with it without demating connectors in the future? Well, I think it'll have about 40 centimeters of slack. Okay, use the wire ties that were on the cable to secure these cable slack so we have it available. Yes, I'll put it somewhere in the corner so it doesn't interfere. Copy. And as for the MLI flap, you'll need to close it. And please take photos of connector face panel.
And a wider view of the Russian segment of the International Space Station. At the far left of your screen is the ISS Progress 95 cargo craft that automatically docked to the aft end of the service module a month ago. And in the middle of your screen, the Poisk module. That's the module containing the airlock from which Kud Sverchkov and Mikheyev exited 2 hours and 14 minutes ago to begin today's spacewalk, the 279th, in support of space station assembly, maintenance, and upgrades. As the camera pushes in for a closer view, a view of Kud Sverchkov continuing to hook up cables to connectors and a patch panel on the service module for the terahertz solar flare radiation experiment.
Did you remove equipment tethers?
This is the second spacewalk for Kud Sverchkov. He logged 6 hours and 6 minutes in the void of space back in 2020. Mikheyev in the midst of the first spacewalk of his career.
That's right. Copy. And we acknowledge that the connectors are mated and you are go to remove the protective cover. Copy.
Я сейчас все сниму, Артем, но насчет того, будет ли видно ХФП 4 или нет.
I will take pictures now, but I'm not sure HFP 2.4 connectors is visible. It's under other connectors. That's okay. Just to give us a general view on the photo, and that would be good information for us. Do a general view and close-ups of some of the connectors with visible labels. Copy. Sergey 2, once you remove the protective cover and rearrange wire ties, please take some pictures of Solstice terahertz payload, general view, connectors, interface with the matching black marks, and general view of the hardware. Copy. Right now I'm removing the protective cover from Solstice terahertz payload. Copy. Sergey 1. Go ahead. I completed the imagery. Copy. We will be rotating the solar array on plane 4 in zone 13, so be careful. Copy. Inaudible. I tethered the protective cover and removed it. Copy.
Так. Закрываю. Так, съемку выполнил.
Okay, I took some photos and I'm closing MLI flap. All connectors are mated and I'm going to secure cable slack with a wire tie. Copy. And there are a couple more cables that I'm going to secure so they don't protrude.
Хорошо, трассу можно организовать поудобнее.
Okay, yes, of course, you can rearrange the cables to make the translation path more convenient.
Лучше подвязывать либо к кронштейнам поршней, либо к основанию кабельного фиксатора.
It's better to tie them to handrail brackets or to the cable holder base. Copy, will do. Wire ties are removed from Solstice terahertz payload. Copy. Thank you, Sergey.
Слабины кабелей на Солнце тerahertz, вот то, о чем ты спрашивал, надо куда-то убирать, подвязывать или...
What about the cables on Solstice terahertz? Do they need to be moved or tied or otherwise secured? Well, there are some lyrica clips. You could pull them down so they don't protrude that much. But I think it's better to leave them as is. Okay, we'll leave them as is then. I'm taking photos right now. I activated the camera. Copy. And I'm taking pictures now. Copy. We want general views and some close-ups of mated connectors. Black marks on the interface, the terahertz unit itself, some components that were under the protective cover, and general views from the depend platform and from the bottom once you start moving towards the hull. I won't have access to take photos under the cover. Copy, I understand. That's okay. And once I complete the photos, shall I deactivate the camera? No, not yet. Translate down and take some photos from bottom position. Can you take photos of the cable routing from this position? Let me try.
We've reached the 2-hour, 22-minute mark in today's spacewalk, and a good view of Sergei Kosmiczny, the Expedition 74 commander of the International Space Station, as he continues the completion of the connection of a series of cables for the terahertz solar flare and solar radiation experiment that will collect data on the effect of solar flares on objects in low Earth orbit over the next 2 years. This is the first and major task of today's spacewalk, the 279th in support of space station assembly, maintenance, and